Hey, everybody, this is Adrian with Geek Roundtable, and this is where I'm going to go ahead and start doing my reviews on certain mangas and animes that are out currently. And this one's a new one. This one only has 35 chapters. This is called Kaiju number 8. And just like it's depicted or stated, this does have to do with the giant monsters. Think, Gamera, Godzilla, King Kong, all those are classified as kaiju. Now, just a little bit of backstory. This is in Japan, and one of the main character is Kafka, and his last name Hibino. He is a fairly again, his name is Kafka Hibino. He is a much older person, um, mid to late 20s. His ambition when he was a child was to join the Defense Force with a good friend of his, which we will get into later. Um, Now, he didn't end up joining the Defense Force when he would like to have. He failed the test several times. Um, because of this, he actually um, gets a job on the disposal squad, which is essentially just a cleanup crew where they dispose of and take care of the carcasses of the kaiju. Now, again, I was saying he had planned on going ahead and becoming an officer in the Defense Force with his friend that he made a promise to. His friend is actually a leading captain in the Defense Force. Her name is Captain Mina Ashiro. Um, so, as time goes on in this story, uh, due to luck or happenstance, uh, Kafka is inspired to go ahead and apply one more time to the Defense Force because of a friend of his. They train and they're coming to a point where they believe that they can do this. And there is a kaiju attack, a surprise kaiju attack that they were unable to foresee. Because of this, he tries to save his friend, which he does, but they are both injured in the process, causing them to be admitted to the hospital. While he is in the hospital, a creature, it looks like a core of a kaiju, goes inside of him and morphs with him, allowing him to become kaiju number 8. Uh, his friend that was there would not have believed this if he was not there and present and seeing him transform for the first time, and yet again saving his life. Um, Cut several months into the future, and Kafka is still training with his friend, uh, which is Reno Ichikawa. And he goes through with him, and they both get accepted to the Defense Force. However, Kafka's acceptance was purely on the purpose of potential, not on that he can actually do the job, but specifically just he has the heart to do it. Let's see if he can. While in there, on a couple of occasions, he has had to transform into his kaiju form and help out his comrades during a mass kaiju attack. They still do not know that Kafka is a kaiju, and not just any kaiju, he is a Dai kaiju. And the Dai kaiju are extremely powerful beings. Um, you know, the best way that I can describe this is Godzilla on crack. He is so powerful that he has actually got a number to attach to him, Kaiju number 8. Um, he is almost found out by the Lieutenant Captain but isn't. And during a surprise attack on one of the bases that they're training at, the assistant captain is wounded because he's taking on a Daikaiju number 9. Um, and a bomb is about to go off. At this point in time, the only way to save the base and everybody in there is for Kafka to go ahead and transform in front of everybody into his kaiju form and get rid of the bomb, or at least shoot the bomb out into the atmosphere so that the explosion is not as devastating. So this is where, at this point in time, these past 2 chapters, in chapter 34, 33 and 34, they are transferring Kafka into the hands of the top-notch upper brass of the Defense Force. And it just so happens that one of the girls that is in Kafka's team, which is Kikaru Shinomiya, is actually the daughter of the Director General, Isao Shinomiya. Now, when the Director General requires Kafka to be taken into his custody, it is to dispose of him, because his ideals are, if it's a daikaiju, he's going to destroy them. Through this entire thing, you find out that the special armor and weapons that they have to fight and combat the kaiju are actually made from kaiju cells. In this current chapter, which is chapter 35, it's an amazing chapter. That was, again, just a brief kind of synopsis and summary of what's going on between the first chapter to chapter 34. Now, with chapter 35, the lieutenant, not the lieutenant, but the Director General of the Defense Force, Isao Shinomiya, goes in to take care of the job of disposing of Kafka Hibanio himself. With this being said, he has these specialized gauntlets that are created from Kaiju number 2 cells, meaning that the Kaiju number 2 is more powerful than Kaiju number 8. With the beginning of the confrontation, because the Director General does tell them to let Kafka off of the out of the restraints, they do start getting into a fight, and he is trying to give Kafka the ability to let this be a fight so he can destroy him that way. Now, Kafka at the beginning of this fight just tries to do a partial transformation, just enough to protect his body. But with one of the very first hits, he loses his arm. He then realizes at this point in time that he really has to go ahead and go all out and go completely transform into his Kaiju number 8 form. He's still trying to figure out what kind of presence the Director General is giving off, because it is a massive presence to him. And he finally recognizes the presence that's being given off to him, and that it is the presence and power of a Daikaiju. So at the end of this chapter, we get to a point where the director is giving a full-on punch to the chest and mid and torso of Kafka, with not necessarily knowing what's going to happen, considering he is using Kaiju number 2 gauntlets. This was an amazing chapter. This did give some backstory as to why Kikaru Shinomiya is the way she is. She has to be able to live up to her father's expectation. It does bring in some issues that on her attitude is finally explained. You also understand from a character development on the issues that she has to face with actually seeing and knowing that Kafka does turn into a kaiju. With of course being left off on a cliffhanger like that on what will happen to him is definitely something huge. Now, luckily, we only have to wait until June the 3rd for the release of Kaiju number 8's 36th chapter. This was a banger of a chapter. I'm telling you, 10 out of 10 for this sheer context of the fight and the character development that they lend to Kikaru. So these are just my opinions and quick synopsis of this for the Kaiju number 8 period and the 35th chapter. If you like what you hear, have any suggestions, please like, share, and comment down below. And this is Adrian with Geek Roundtable signing off.